They came home with bruises, battered bodies, and hopes of revival. The Indiana Fever, a team clinging tightly to belief, returned to their own floor on a Thursday night not for spectacle, but for redemption. After enduring a punishing West Coast trip filled with struggle and silence, the Fever's hearts were eager for something more. A victory. A spark. A sign. But even before tip-off, the announcement hit like a hammer. Caitlin Clark, the face of a franchise, the firebrand rookie redefining the league's pulse, would not play. A groin injury. One sentence. A full stop on an electric presence. The news changed everything. The Fever, still in reach of 8.500 record, a mark that feels modest yet meaningful in a year of growth, had to rewrite their playbook, their energy, their identity. No Clark meant no chaos from beyond the arc, no transition brilliance, no no-look passes electrifying the crowd into standing ovations. Without her, the team's very rhythm changes. And their opponents, the Los Angeles Sparks, 4-11, a team wounded, weary, and walking into the storm of their own making. On a 4-game slide, they too were desperate. But desperation doesn't wait, it devours. And with both teams floundering in search of clarity, something had to give. Back in Indiana, the air was different. Expectant. Tense. It wasn't just about basketball, it was about direction. Clark's absence became a void and an opportunity. Who would step up? Who would rise? Her prior performances were a rollercoaster of resilience. She had blazed through the Liberty, undaunted, uncontainable. The very next games, though, were punishing. 1 for 23 from 3. 22 turnovers. A spell of inconsistency that had critics buzzing and fans holding their breath. The Connecticut curse, they called it. A gauntlet that swallowed her efficiency and sapped her spirit. Yet through it all, Clark stood tall, accountable, unshaken. That's what stars do. They don't run from the numbers. They own the narrative. Still, with another injury, a groin strain layered atop a recent quad recovery, the rookie's road grows longer. This game was never meant to be easy. It wasn't just the Sparks in front of the Fever, it was fatigue, expectation, and pressure. They had seen what they could be with Clark at her peak. Now, they had to discover who they were without her. This is the moment when teams evolve. When they find voices they didn't know they had. Kelsey Mitchell, the veteran scorer who's so often played second fiddle in the headlines, had the chance to orchestrate. Nalissa Smith, still writing her story, needed to be more than a supporting act. Aliyah Boston, the former #1 pick, had to become a foundation. Because make no mistake, Clark will be back. The lights will shine brighter when she returns. But what matters now is what the Fever do in her absence. This is when franchises define themselves. They faced a Sparks team that's been fighting ghosts of their own. Injuries, rotations, inconsistency. LA came in cold but dangerous. Every losing streak ends sometime, and no team wants to be the one that lets it happen. That's the weight Indiana carried. Protect home court, find cohesion, chase a season that's still just beginning to bloom. What this night became, ultimately, was not just about a win or loss. It was about reckoning. Reckoning with expectations. With adversity. With the reality that this league is brutal, unrelenting, and unforgiving. Clark, even sidelined, cast a long shadow. Her presence is a reminder of potential. Her absence, a challenge to the rest. There are no easy nights in the WNBA. Every minute without her is a test of resolve. The Fever aren't just trying to tread water. They're trying to swim upstream, to fight their way into something sustainable, something formidable, something unforgettable. They've been to the bottom. They've seen the memes, the mockery, the empty arenas. But not now. Now, the seats are filled. The jerseys are selling. The cameras are watching. Clark brought the eyes. Now, the Fever must bring the answers. And when she returns, and she will, what she rejoins may look different. Stronger. More hardened. Because this league doesn't wait for heroes. It makes them in moments like this. So here's to Thursday night. To the grind of the middle of the season. To the echoes of a silent superstar. And to the team left behind, trying to rise not just for her, but because of her. Because sometimes, it's not the brightest lights that shape a franchise. It's the shadows that demand others to shine.